intro, or should I? Introduction, should you? Or shall I? Please. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming and joining us today. I know it's very hot in the holiday weekend, so do appreciate you coming out. And just before we begin reading out the confessions and the secrets that we've gathered this week, just wanted to give you a brief overview of how this all came together and the context of what we're going to do. My name is John, and I'm an artist and a curator. I'm from Scotland, but I am usually based in London, and I'm currently on quite a large journey from the UK to Hong Kong. I'm travelling overland, and along the way I'm developing a project that I started a couple of years ago, where I guess I sort of pop up in places and connect with curators and artists, usually people I don't know, and invite them to work with me to create whatever comes from the time that we agree to spend together. So I invited Stefano to join me in one of these, and he offered to host me in Tirana, and Valentina from Bulevard agreed to let us work here, which was very kind. And I arrived here a week ago today, and we started work on Monday, so only like 5 days ago really. In that time we have imagined this concept, which is based around, well, before we met we agreed only to use the term uncertainty as our jump off point, and from Monday we quite quickly evolved this idea of gathering secrets and the idea of secrecy in the contemporary moment. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I think secrets are very related to that. So we have then spent the week using all of our means available to anonymously gather people's confessions and secrets, things that they wanted to share and get off their chest. And this performance will be us reading them out loud, and yeah, have I missed anything? And destroy them, yeah. So we hope it's enjoyable. There's a mixture of high moments and low moments, so we'll do our best to do them justice. Okay. So without further ado, I'll let you want to start? Yeah, absolutely.
I've been in therapy for the last 3 years for anxiety and depression. I was in such a good place until recently, and now I'm on the verge of losing my job and alienating myself because of my actions. I feel like I've relapsed so hard and lost so much progress, but I'm applying to jobs currently and still working on myself.
I've never had a decent, normal, happy relationship, and at almost 50, I don't think I ever will. Destined to be alone.
When I was 5 years old, a cousin the same age as me sexually assaulted me. Seems to me that someone else was doing that to her, and so she did it to me as if it was normal. She got pregnant at 14, and after 3 children, she still struggles with abusive partners and drug addiction, and I'm sure it is all because of it. I don't think that experience had any repercussions with my life, but it saddens me that she's living a difficult situation.
I'm in a situationship with my boss's older brother. He doesn't know.
I'm in love with an emotionally unavailable man, and part of me prefers the fantasy over the reality of going out and finding love with someone that wants me back.
I pee in the shower every single time I take a shower, not the baths though.
I steal from supermarkets all of the time.
I cheated on my ex-partner several times after I caught them cheating on me.
I get very envious of people who have direction on life, and I think sometimes I'm not living mine as awesome as I could.
I'm worried my grief will follow me until I die.
I was really drunk and hit on my boyfriend's boyfriend. Of course, we're not friends anymore, and I really miss her.
I'm choosing a career I never wanted just because I want my parents' approval. I really hate it, but I'm still doing it just because of them.
I sometimes wish no one knew me so I could disappear from society.
I used ChatGPT to fill in my annual appraisal and was subsequently praised on how thorough I was.
Had sex with my best friend's wife, he didn't know.
Sometimes I rehearse arguments in my head with people I'll never confront just to feel like I finally won.
I've often thought about suicide.
I blame myself for my husband's suicide. I could have done more to stop him, but I didn't take him seriously.
When I was 22, my friend and I went to a raid together. When we got back to the apartment we shared, one thing led to another, and I ended up giving him a blowjob while wearing his ex-girlfriend panties that she left. At first, I found it shameful, but we did it again a couple of more times before we went our separate ways once the lease was up. Since then, I've thought about it often over the past 24 years and sometimes miss the experience despite being still attracted to women. However, I really want to do this again. However, this desire to wear panties and be feminine started much earlier.
I've had a one-sided conversation with myself on my phone to pretend like I was just standing there alone in a room full of strangers who all had at least one friend with them.
I have a strong sexual attraction towards my male flatmate, but we rarely ever talk. Sometimes we don't even say hello. I might never act on these feelings as the adage goes, don't shit where you hit.
At random, I have these moments where I feel fully alive and not like a side character on standby, waiting to be brought into the next scene for my main character's friends. I love them a lot. It's nothing to do with them. It's just me. It's like my call to action, my purpose, my reason for being. It's all dormant, so I lie in wait all day, waiting for them to summon me. Sometimes I worry they will get bored of me the way sitcoms get bored of their side characters.
I want black dick really bad.
Some intrusive thoughts disgust me so much I wish I were dead. Some things best left unsaid, unheard, and unthought.
I've started lying to everyone about everything just because I don't see myself fit in any place and group of people.
My partner and I have bought a ring but aren't planning on getting engaged for months, so we can't talk to anyone about it.
Sometimes I wish my parents would split up. not for me, but for the tense and uncomfortable situation they create around others in my family. Well, need another and then this.
I'm terrified I'll never be able to lose weight and will just end up dying from some weight-related health condition. Managing my weight is the one challenge in life I have always failed at, and I'm ashamed of it.
Kam shirë një mesazh nga telefoni i motrës dhe më pas bëra si e shqetësuar bashkë me të për të gjetur se kush e ka fshirë.
I didn't hug my grandma goodbye that day, and she passed before I returned home. It still haunts me.
I cheated a long time ago. I ended my relationship through after time passed. We got back together. He asked me at that time if I had cheated and I said no. Now that we are married, it's a secret I carry with me that sometimes still feels like a betrayal in the present.
I am big into bondage.
In the past 5 or 10 years, I've dated and ghosted dozens, if not hundreds of people. Does this make me a bad person?
I have continually borrowed money and been supported by my mother and father, and now I'm older, I worry I've taken advantage of them, as I have not earned so much as they expected. They are not rich, and it is my biggest burden.
I'm kind of mean to my parents, and I don't know why.
When I was a bartender, I would skim money when serving customers.
I've never shared my sexuality with my family.
I had a third-degree tear and a difficult birth, and I'm inwardly furious my partner won't get a vasectomy after years of me taking hormonal birth control and now being on HRT.
The only time I ever stole anything was $15 from my deadbeat stepfather to make it appear he lost the money and was irresponsible. I tried to take control of my mom's finances. It would we bankrupt us. It was the only thing that made her rethink the decision. I never told her either.
I love my family and friends, but I used to work a job that had me traveling a lot, and I would be by myself for weeks at a time. I miss those days a ton.
I want to believe the world can get better and that love can save us. Thanks for letting us share confessions. Good luck with the performance.
I only actually feel love for my dad and my daughter, even though I'm incredibly close to my older sister and some friends. My husband is a great husband and father. I feel nothing for any of them, and it doesn't bother me, except I wouldn't hurt anyone by admitting it. I do get angry and resentful, though, which sucks for me.
I will never tell my mom that I'm a victim of sexual abuse on multiple different accounts because it would break her. She's a victim herself and has always vowed to never let it happen to her children. I want her to always believe that she has kept me safe, because she has. It has only ever happened when she didn't have custody of me full-time except for weekends, or in my recent years as a college student away from home. She's my best friend, and I tell her everything, but I don't want her blaming herself. She deserves better than to carry that weight.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. I'm just waiting for my mum and pets to pass away so I can finish this lonely life once and for all.
I think I'm in love with my married coworker, who is also 20 plus years older than me, because I'm an idiot, I guess. I won't tell him or act on it. I'm not trying to ruin our friendship or blow up his whole life. I tried to get over it for 2 years and I'm still not working. I don't know what to do.
After my grandpa had a stroke, I started secretly wishing he would just die. Every day I watched my grandma slave away, feeding him, cleaning him, clothing him, and carrying him to the car all by herself. It grossed me out so bad watching him dribble food out of his mouth or literally shit himself in the living room. My grandma just didn't deserve to have to deal with that. But after he died, I felt so guilty, feeling like my wishes had caused his death.
Can I leave you this? I lost the love of my life due to drinking and being an asshole.
I have my own apartment in a small town I hate, living in, some neighbours and town folk being awful, and had a stalker, open bracket foreigner, close bracket, that broke into my apartment and vandalised it, and just not liking all the noise and crap that comes with living in an apartment building anymore, or from the hicks in this town. And I dream of finding a nice cabin in the countryside, not too far from my loved ones. I've looked at several and I really want this to happen, but after many months of being deeply depressed, have battled that anxiety and more all of my life, mostly due to trauma. I have really neglected my apartment, so much so that I don't know where to begin, so I can make myself ready to sell it. I also have way too much stuff and will have to get rid of a lot of it before even attempting to pack for a move. I'm hating myself for this so much, even though I know I should show myself understanding and care. Open brackets, can hardly practice what I preach, close brackets, and it sucks. I'm also horribly scared of big chances like this, so I know my subconscious is most likely playing a big part in this. If I do this right, I'll sell my apartment for a lot more than a cabin, open brackets, with a piece of land, close brackets, will cost, leaving me hopefully debt-free. But I'm a master in tripping myself and falling down when those things could go my way. Self-sabotaging for the win.
I didn't expect it to live this long. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this unexpected time. I turn 32 next month. I don't think I'd make it this far.
I got my bully expelled and he later attempted suicide.
Sometimes I sleep like a man with my hand covering my crotch, no idea when it started or why really it's just comfortable.
When I'm seriously frustrated, I bite my hand and the pain offers some kind of release. I would not self-harm though.
I wonder what it would be like to fake my own death and never look back.
When I'm sad at night, I like to twirl my pubes. It's not like anyone's down, so grow free, my mane, grow free and wild.
My dad died a few weeks back. I wish I was grieving like my siblings, even though I know they would think I was crazy. They're in so much pain. They're crying a lot. I'm almost jealous because I feel so numb, and it makes me feel like a sociopath. The only time I cried since the shock wore off was when I got pissed at my mom. I'm just angry. I feel like I'm not handling his death like I'm supposed to. My sister couldn't leave her house for days and was sobbing so hard she couldn't see through her swollen eyes. My brother threw himself on the floor in hysterics. And the day after we found my dad, I just went back to work like nothing happened.
I have an imaginary boyfriend. We're very happy together. Sometimes we have imaginary fights, but we always get back together in the end.
I snook out of my eyes I snuck out of my house at 16 years old at 3 a.m. to go 2 states away with some homies, and parents never found out.
I'm straight up invisible. It's so weird because I've worked at the same place for 8 years and people still don't know my name. I have family members asking who I am even though they have seen me grow up. The suspicions were confirmed to me the other day when I was walking across the street and some co-workers were crossing the opposite way, so I waved and said hi and they all looked at me like they had never seen me before. I'm pretty sure I am an NPC. Such a strange feeling, lol. Sometimes I think if I were to wander into a forest and not return, no one would ask about me, lol.
My accidental pregnancy wasn't actually an accident. Lol, my fiancé knows, my parents do not know.
While I understand the why behind people with pretty privilege, getting more, open bracket, opportunities, attention, experiences, french fries, etc., close brackets, I still waste more energy than I should being resentful of it.
I've always had longish hair. Sometimes it falls into my underwear and gets sucked into my butt after walking all day, and I love the feeling of pulling them out of my butthole.
I regret getting married to my spouse, open brackets, looking back, he was a placeholder for a man I should have been with, close brackets, and not being more careful in my youth to guard myself and get to know who I truly am.
I've never felt true love from another woman, even my own mother, and feel like I'm destined to be completely unloved by any woman.
I'm lying to my girlfriend about not moving away. I don't want to tell her, she will be very sad.
I can't gather the confidence to ask girls out because I'm afraid of rejection.
Over the past few years, I've been drawn to religion, and I don't know how to share it with anyone in my life.
I'm afraid I'm a poor Eternus and I will never be able to live an adult life.
I've had 2 mental breakdowns in the last 5 years.
Një person i afërt në familjen time bua nga problemet e shëndetit mendor, gjë e cila na ndikon të gjithëve në familje dhe askush jashtë rrjetit ton të ngushtë familjar nuk e di.
I have 3 older brothers, and I honestly hate the youngest two. Hate is a strong word, and I don't use it often, but I hate them so much. All they care about is gaming, really. Don't get me wrong, this isn't about gaming at all. I couldn't care less if someone is a gamer, but they are 30 plus years old, and that's all they do. I've felt like this for years. I'm 21 now, and I'm not perfect in any way at all, but if I were to sit here and talk about everything they have said and done to me, then I'd be here for hours. I'm contemplating cutting them off when I have the means because they treat everyone around them like shit. My parents, their girlfriends, their kids, and myself. They're controlling and verbally abusive towards their girlfriends. They've caused so much trauma for me from my childhood to adulthood. They treat the people they love horribly. This includes my parents. One of them has a teenage daughter to another woman who he hasn't even tried to have a relationship with. I am very close with her though. She still calls him dad, even though when she came to our house this year for her birthday, he didn't even bother to show up. She lives overseas, but she is 17 now and he has only ever seen her a total of 2 times. I feel like a horrible person for feeling this way because they're my brothers, but they are just terrible people. Cutting them off would mean cutting off my other niece and nephew who are young and I'm also very close with. If I was never able to speak to my siblings again, they would never let me speak to their kids, and I adore them so much. They're really the only reason why I haven't cut them off already.
In my 20s, I racked up 50K of debt and had to get it written off.
I sometimes think I am not sane.
I worked for the same company for 32 years. I started off making 4.25 an hour back in the day. I now make $20 an hour because I stepped down from being an assistant manager. I'm happier, but get paid shit.
Sometimes I pretend I'm texting someone just so I don't look lonely in public. Truth is, I've had a full fake conversations with a blank screen just to feel seen.
So many women today, even my friends and women I respect, say, "Oh my God, I hate men." And recently, I'm at a point where it pissed me off so much. They're so ungrateful, and I'm starting to hate women, and feminism itself is an oxymoron.
When I was in my late teens to the early 20s, I had this unconscious habit of pinching my nipple in all social situations. Like I didn't even realize I was doing it until one of my friends suddenly exclaimed to his girlfriend, "See, she just did it." I still randomly pinch my nipple when I'm alone. I think I like the mini pain hit, but how fucking weird and awkward for past me.
I have a girlfriend, but still sexting many girls.
I make every single decision in life with the explicit goal of never ending up even remotely like my mother.
I'm Batman.
I've had feelings for the same guy for 10 years. He's the one who got away and never found a way to shake it.
I smashed the window of a car and walked away, purely because there was a dog inside with no windows down in a heat wave. No regrets. It was a handy way to test my new hammer. Obviously, I was parked nearby, so I waited around to make dog was fine.
The love of my life was my mother.
Emma Woodhouse dreams of refusing Frank Churchill, but he never lost her as she reposes. The same thing has happened to me with someone who realistically probably doesn't even think of me. He's terribly proud, but also kind of impatient. I would love to refuse him just to take him down a notch, and then it would be just about perfect. Does that make me proud?
I lived with a congenital condition for 23 years, an anatomical anomaly present since birth. No one knew about it except my family. I was so ashamed to explain and share my everyday struggles. It was only when I truly accepted myself as I was and made peace with it that fate intervened. I was finally diagnosed and healed. The condition caused constant urinary incontinence.
When I was in a financial pickle, I embezzled funds from a non-profit organization where I'm responsible for the finances. I returned the entire sum as soon as I could.
From when I was 18, I spent 10 years convinced I had HIV. I never got tested and it ruined my life.
I think I was sexually abused as a child by a slightly older kid I used to play with, but my brain is protecting me from the entire memory.
When I was little, I buried a little puppy because I thought he wasn't breathing. Later, I found out he was alive. It haunts me to this day that I took a life.
Mamungon Shom.
Growing up, I was in love with my best friend, but I never told him.
My friends and I knocked a family of pigeons out of their nest, which killed them when we were 12.
I used to steal from my father, who was a cashier, when I was a teenager.
The place around where I grew up was not very wealthy and there was a lot of poverty. Every day I feel guilty for living and feel ashamed when I meet people from my past because I'm worried they think that I don't think or care about them.
Soon we will have to say goodbye to this.
An empathic connection with a friend of my partner is shaking my life. It's a good feeling but difficult to manage. The solution? I am free to feel, desire, and take the time to understand. I don't have to decide today. Being true to myself is the most important element.
I feel like I'm worth less than everyone else just because I have physical limitations.
I plan on leaving my parents, regardless of what they say or do. They just bought a house that I know they will slightly struggle, not terribly bad, to afford if I'm not there to pay some portion of rent. But I cannot handle living with them anymore. I plan to leave in August. They say me no, but not fully.
I've always had the intrusive thought of someday I'm going to see and hear a really loud chihuahua and I'm going to lose control and kick it like a soccer ball or the Pokemon Rocket Team. So it's like a real thing that scares me, and when I think about it too much, I shiver. I have anxiety, so I know it's only my brain. I know I will not do it, but just in case, I have never touched one and I keep my distance.
I ghosted a friend years ago when I was in a hard place and she got upset. Understandably, we were close. I regret the way I handled it to this day. I've considered reaching out to her and apologizing, but it's been so long and I don't want to risk opening an old wound and upsetting her again.
I have an account where I help Greek draft dodgers. I'm not Greek and I can't speak the language. I translate their messages and type mine in English, translate them back and send them on.
I'm going to have a hearing later this week to determine if I can apply for disability. I'm deeply scared of the results. If I don't get accepted, well, let's just say I already booked a therapy appointment in advance.
There's a guy I used to be friends with who turned out to be a rapist. Both victims I know of did not end up reporting him to the police. Apparently he frequents the local board game cafe, so I have to see this guy's ugly face every so often. I'm so angry that I can't enact or witness some vigilante justice on him. Every time he crosses my mind, I wish the worst for him, and I hope I find out about a terrible fate befalling on him one day.
I used to physically abuse my dog and hamsters when I was a kid. I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm not crazy or anything now, outside of a regular amount of depression and occasional suicidal thoughts, but I never told anyone, and I've held on to this guilt for over 20 years.
I secretly daydream about changing my name and moving abroad because I'm scared I'll never truly heal unless I can get away from my family.
I'm struggling with my self-worth due to me living in my heart and soul dog with my parents. He died of cancer and now I can never get him back.
I've been obsessed, and I mean I don't listen to anything else, obsessed with Severalist and Symphony. They're the same person. For nearing 5 years now. My biggest dream / goal in life is to see them / meet them. I know almost everything there is to know about them. I sometimes think I am them.
How I used to care so much about people, and after years of trauma from people, I just don't care anymore. I want to have friends and such, And I do. But it's hard to me to actually care. No, I don't want bad things to happen to them, and deep inside I love them on some level, but I no longer have the ability to genuinely care. It's outside of my immediate bubble. It's been 4 years now. I don't think it's coming back.
Everyone thinks I work from home because I'm too ashamed to admit that I had a breakdown, quit my job, and I'm currently in therapy.
I think I'm falling in love again, but I'm worried I'll self-sabotage because I'm afraid of being with someone wonderful who is kind, thoughtful, and doesn't shame me for my shenanigans.
I obliterated a bathroom once in cases. I clogged the toilet. Not even, I clogged the toilet, sorry. Like I actually destroyed it. I felt so bad afterwards.
I hardly like anyone in my family. There's quite a diverse range of people, and every moment I spend actually talking to any of them in person, it drives me insane. Whether it's the hardcore vegan, the religious nut, the boomer, I have every little connection to any of them, and I'm pretty jealous they all seem to function fine.
I think my fiancé would be better off without me. I feel like a burden more than a partner.
I make my life sound more interesting than it really is because I'm afraid I'm unattractive fundamentally as a person.
When I was 14, I'm male. Our neighbour was a recent college grad who moved next door with her husband when I was 13. She was around 22, 23-year-old brunette with wide hips and a heart-shaped bum that spilled out like the Umbro soccer shorts she always wore. I used to be in awe of her feminine aura and watched her working in her yard and would often see her white lace floral bikini panties peeking out. One day I saw her hanging clothes on the line and saw a pair of panties similar to those ones I saw. Anyway, she had run to the market for something one evening and I went into her yard and snagged. I know it was wrong to steal, but I couldn't control myself. They were pink silk bikini panties that had a lily and butterfly print. Later that night, I tried them on, posed in front of my mirror, and marvelled at how pretty I felt as the soft, silky fabric rubbed against me. I felt so feminine and free at that moment, and it was something I'll never forget. The only thing I regret is stealing them. Sorry for that, Missy, but thank you for the inspiration.
In the palace of dreams, not this one, but one of someone else's dream, his word will forever remain, written by other dreamers.
I was a masseur for money when I was at college.
I feel like I'm too broken and will keep falling into patterns of dating people that treat me bad.
I am falling for someone and I think they like me back, but I'm terrified of being seen badly due to past trauma and stopping me from telling them how I feel. I know one day I will regret it, but oh well.
I made sure my old friend could understand a curable one thought.
Well done. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with us during the performance of The Secrets, and hopefully you found it relatable and interesting and revealing, I guess, or you took something away from it. We will probably head upstairs in a few minutes and have a drink and stuff. We would love to see you and speak to you and hang out with you and hear your thoughts. But thank you again for coming. We really appreciate it.